Hello and welcome to the show. Well, if your business is going to last, you're going to need a strategy for the future. No doubt you've got your sales targets. You know how many leads you need to make to get a listing, how many listings are going to sell. In other words, you've got your business objectives that are going to lead to profitability. But getting up-to-date, reliable information on your progress towards those targets is what's really going to set you apart as a successful business. So how do you read what all the data means? Where is it leading you to, and how likely are you to get there? Many agents simply turn up each day, they do tons of work, and then if something comes out at the end, well, they're happy. They simply do not realize how much business they are missing. That's what a CRM is going to capture and turns opportunity into results. So what should you demand from your CRM supplier? That's what we're going to be talking about in this interview. I'm talking about that with Tristan Lovell. Tristan is the Sales and Marketing Manager from Agentbox. Now, by way of introduction, Agentbox is the #1 real estate CRM solution. It's used by Australia's top 100 agents and Australia's fastest growing businesses. Tristan, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Look, sales is, what I really want to talk to you about is not so much a plug for Agentbox, but no doubt you're in the field all the time. You're having to answer the questions. What are the most challenging questions that you're asked that people should be asking before they dive into a CRM? Because really, it's still alarming to me how many agents do not have a CRM. So where do you start? What sort of questions should you ask?
Yes, great question. I believe look, a lot of people, you'd be surprised at how many people don't know what CRM means.
Yeah.
Let's knock that on the head. It's customer relationship management. And that term's used in all sorts of different industries. But what it means to real estate is something actually quite different. It's actually software that, yes, you can send bulk emails, you can do bulk SMSs. It's a database for your listings and also a database for all your people, your contacts. So, and they both interrelate with each other, right? So it's all about, having a solution which streamlines all your entire operations through your trust accounting, all your marketing and listings management, and including at times your website as well. So it brings all that together. And it's also something for you to grow your business, okay? And for the salespeople to be empowered. So what you'll see out in the marketplace is a whole range of different solutions, but they differ a lot in terms of how they empower the salesperson, the administrators, and also the directors, if you can simplify.
Yeah, because it's a good point you make there, because we're seeing teams have changed so much in even the last 4 or 5 years, let alone the last decade. And we're seeing whole teams within teams. That synchronizing all of that data when you've got different people now focused on different activities is bringing all that data together, being able to read it and understand it is the critical thing. Because that's what I mentioned in the open about how many lost opportunities there are, Tristan.
That's key. So what you look for in a system is to minimize the lost opportunities, definitely. And how you do that is you battle the #1 challenge with any director, any business, real estate business out there, is to have a solution which the salespeople embrace consistently every day, and they use it almost like a second brain. And so it's always there to remind you to call people, okay? And you're working your lists efficiently. So if I could share with you the main lists that real estate agents depend on every day, good agents I'm talking about.
Yeah, please.
So those lists I see is, the list of tasks, the reminders to call people, okay? And those can be created either from activity schedules, or people call them trails, like automated trails, which are applied to people or properties. So there's also the prospective buyer list as well on properties, okay, which they're a listing agent of or a buyer's agent, yeah? Then you've got your prospective vendors and your appraisals, and also you got your past clients. So those are the main pillars, or the main list of people you need to call. Okay.
Yeah, they're the categories, and I think herein lies a problem. And correct me if you think I'm wrong, but sometimes we overcomplicate what should be a very simple thing, and that is putting them into those columns or those silos or whatever it is you want to call them, but then having the ability also to be able to search. So how do you find the information that you've put in there?
That's critical, isn't it? So that's what you want the CRM to do for you easily. You should be able to click on a button, okay, on your phone. So mobility has been really being pioneered by a lot of really good companies out there, and Agentbox is one of them. So a lot of effort we put into actually. So the mobile app can be used to call people and track the outcome of every single phone call. All right. So that's what you look for in a good mobile phone app, and also on the tablet. Okay. So you're looking for that. You're also looking. It should be easy to call back all your people who came to it open for inspection. So that whole process, again, another list, should be really streamlined and easy to do. And there's lots of benefits to actually having that really down pat. You should be able to, as soon as you log into a system, click on one button and all your appraisals come up right in front of you. And from that point, you can call, SMS, and do bulk email just like that.
Yeah.
So we're trading in time here, aren't we, really? It's all about time.
Yeah, and we shouldn't have to go back to the one central point to get all that information. It should be following us. I mean, we've got laptops and phones and computers and so on. It should be across all of them so we can access that information at any time.
Yeah, so that's why mobility is key. A good agent is out on the road quite a lot. And so effectively, we would need something at their fingertips everywhere they are so they can take action. Like emailing a Section 32 should be just a couple of clicks, done to anyone. You know what I mean? So we want instant gratification here.
Yeah. I want to talk about analytics too, because this helps us. We're finding more and more that agents need to be predictive. They need to understand where their buyers and sellers are going to be in 3-6 months' time. So let's talk about reports and the analytics and what we can read from those. What should we expect from a CRM in that area? Yeah,
this is an area where I see a lot of the platforms vary quite a lot. And one area is what you're talking about here, I see, is pipeline. Yeah, absolutely. So be able to raise an appraisal. Yep. An appraisal is a combination of the property, the agent, and the prospective vendor, all those details. Yeah. Yep. And also a meeting. So it's like a point in time where you've actually appraised that property.
That's right.
So there should be a record in the database which represents all those things. And you need to be able to classify that. Is it pipeline A, B, C, or it could be 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, for example. So yeah, being able to generate reports very easily as to, okay, what's in my pipeline A? How much is it worth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really important. And that's what you want to look at in a system, be able to quickly generate those reports. And I always, whenever I speak to directors who are more progressive, I always encourage them, look, get your salespeople to actually use this as a system of truth and bring to the table a KPI report, which actually, in Agentbox is really easy. Just click a button and you got it. But maybe not, if you're using another system, you may need to work at compiling this in Excel.
Yeah.
Okay. And just look at, well, what's in my pipeline, A, B, C, how many calls have I made, how many appraisals have I made, and how many listings have I sold? Am I tracking on my performance? And I'd like to lead to something now, which is one thing which a lot of Agentbox people do enjoy, which is KPI budgeting. So you can actually put all your targets and track budget versus actual at every point, every single day you can track it. Okay, and I know other people using other systems can probably do that in Excel, and at least you have that, on your on the table you can look at with the director.
Yeah, but if you're doing it in Excel, it means you've got to re-enter it.
You do.
Whereas if it's all in the one system, the other thing I wanted to talk about too was security. With teams growing, with more and more people needing access to this information. Yep. How can we lock down who sees what and how it's shared?
Yeah, so every CRM has various degrees in configuration settings, but in an office, there usually is a degree of trust, yeah? So you can make it so a salesperson can only see the contacts which have their name against it, okay? So they've got blinkers on, you might call it. Yeah? Or you could have an open database where, yes, you can view all contacts, but you can't edit anything. You know what I mean? So look for different settings and reach out for help if you want to achieve something which you're not sure how to within the database. But the other thing as well is limiting. Good systems will be able to limit you on how much each agent can print out. You should never be able to download the database to Excel.
That's right.
So make sure that your system that you have doesn't allow any person to do that. But if you limit it to like 50 or 100 contacts, you can download, okay, and print to paper, as opposed to just having it up on the screen and taking action.
Yep.
Then these are all different factors that you can play with.
I think one of the things that I'd like to cover is the value of what we're talking about. We quite easily see the value in a rent roll because we know what the KPIs are,
Yep.
we know what it's returning, we know what the growth is because we're measuring all of that. Think about it now in your CRM. If you were to know all of those statistics that we've been talking about now, you'd be able to predict how many listings are going to come out of your CRM in the next 6 months, 12 months, or even 2 years because of the analytics that's built in behind it. That gives it a value. And I think if we understand that there's a value in this, we're going to actually approach it in a totally different manner.
100%. So not just real estate, you look at other businesses, for example, who have got a real clear focus on building a clean database.
Yep.
That is worth a lot of money. In fact, businesses can be valuated many times
That's
over
right. Yep.
when they actually do have a good database. It's
That's
worth
exactly
something.
right. That's right.
So for real estate, what does that mean for real estate? It means that you actually have a real stable business with a future.
That's right.
Okay, and you have systems in place. So business is all about systemization, and that's why you need to get a good solution that can really bring it all together for you and actually help you build a clean database. And so let's define a clean database briefly, which is, you'd never have duplicate contacts in there based on mobile and email, which is like very, very important. So if you do have a system which allows you to duplicate contacts, then I'd look at other systems that don't allow you to duplicate contacts because that leads to a whole level of intelligence and efficiency. The second is, of course, the interface, all right, which allows the salespeople can actually, which is the biggest challenge, for them to enter the first name, last name, email, and use it in all their activities. So they're actually building that asset for the director, okay? But they benefit also because, again, they'll never miss a beat.
That's right.
So they're always closing and looking to close opportunities and make those sales.
There's another element too that I wanted to ask you about, and that's scalability. How important is that when you're considering looking at a CRM to say, where will my business be in 2 years' time? Because you don't want to be taking a CRM on now that is not going to grow with you.
Yeah, that's future pacing. Yeah, classic business. Yeah, like you want to make sure that whatever you're investing in, because a CRM is a significant investment for your entire team. So if you choose a system with shortcuts or shortcomings, it's so important that you have a decision that is fully informed and you know where you're going with it.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And look at what other agents are actually using as well. Like look at the top agents, what they believe is, the best choice in the industry and so forth. So that's, look, it's really expensive to change. I help people through that every day. That's my job.
Well, expensive in money terms, but it can be
everything.
very expensive in lost opportunity as well.
It's
Tristan, we're just about out of time, but I do want to ask you one important question, and that's about social media, because social media is now becoming very, very important in how we market our properties, and we're seeing the ability to actually generate sales out of that now. How important is it that our CRM is going to help us in that area and that they talk to each other?
Yeah, so we've seen that grow rapidly as you'd expect. We've got links to some incredible social media platforms which automatically, synchronize your database with a custom audience in Facebook, which means that if you mark someone as prospective vendor, that can flow through and they can get a whole heap of awesome, valuable videos or tips and so forth, and same with prospective buyers, and also marketing properties. There's all sorts of things you can do. It's quite incredible. And on the flip side, Agentbox has this ability to actually automatically go to social media and, based on the email address, suck in all their social media accounts, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and so forth, and also get their photo from social media. So it gives you more insight as to who this person is and what they're up to. It's all it all basically boils down to giving better service,
Yeah.
and more informed discussions with people.
Yes, the more you understand the people who are in your database or in your CRM, and you understand, what their triggers are and what they're doing, the more valuable the whole thing is going to become.
Correct.
Tristan, it's absolutely fantastic to talk to you. Thank you so much. Really admire what you guys do at Agentbox. Thank you very much for sharing your experience with us, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Fantastic. Thank you.